Day 9. 4. Describing an object or an animal. Cue card. Describe a wild animal that can be found in your country. You should say what it looks like, where it lives, what you like or don't like about it, and explain how people in your country generally feel about it.
Sample answer. The animals I'd like to talk about are the giant pandas, which have been found to live only in the mountains of the southwestern part of Sichuan province. These animals have black and white coats. Though they look very fat and clumsy, they're so skillful in climbing up tall trees. Giant pandas are plant-eating animals with bamboo as their staple food. And they are usually very friendly unless attacked. To share this treasure with peoples around the world, the Chinese government has sent many giant pandas to foreign countries as a symbol of friendship. However, this valuable animal is facing extinction. With environmental pollution, especially deforestation, where the farmers clear the land for farming, the giant pandas have to leave their natural habitats for strange lands where they have a lot of difficulties in adaptation. What's more, the natural cycle of their favourite food can pose another difficulty, as bamboo can flower, followed by withering, so they have to move to other places. Another problem is that it's difficult for them to reproduce naturally, so the number of these animals is reducing rapidly. Fortunately, the Chinese government has taken many effective measures to protect giant pandas by setting up some research and breeding centres to help them reproduce. In these reserves, the number of wild animals is going up.
Five. Describing a hobby or a habit. Cue card. Describe an interesting film you have seen recently. You should say what its name is, when you saw it, what it is about, and explain why it was so enjoyable.
Sample answer. The film I'm going to talk about is named Gua Sha, or Chinese Treatment, directed by a Hong Kong director, and starring Jiang Wenli, a famous Chinese actress, and Liang Jiahui, a Hong Kong film star. It became a box office hit as soon as it was released in China. The setting is in the United States, in the 90s. It's about a Chinese family who lived in the American society peacefully and successfully until the main character's father, a retired man from Beijing, visited them in the States. The old man strongly felt the cultural differences, or conflicts, fully illustrated by the case of traditional Chinese treatment for a cold of the little boy, the old man's grandson. Gua sha, in the traditional medicine, means you rub the back with a coin repeatedly until it becomes red, so as to get rid of internal humidity. It's believed to be an effective way of treating colds. In the United States, however, it was taken as the mistreatment of a person. In this film, a child. So you can imagine what happened. It was a mess for this family. As a result, the main character lost his friends, job, and reputation. The climax occurs when the Chinese family decided to go back to their culture, while the man's boss experienced and appreciated this wonderful traditional practice of gua sha in person in the Chinatown, and then you can imagine everything has changed. You see, the plot is simple but thought-provoking. It reveals the cultural differences and conflicts in a multicultural society. This film wants to pass on this message that when we're exchanging science and technology with the rest of the world, we should not neglect these cultural factors. Besides the good acting, the actors and actresses speak very good English, and there's nice photography and music too.
Six. Describing a process. Cue card. Describe the process of making fast food. You should say what it is, how you make it, why you like to make this kind of food.
Sample answer. I'd like to talk about the process of making jiaozi, a traditional Chinese food in the north of China. It involves a lot of teamwork and takes a long time to prepare. The first stage is quite important, as it can decide on the quality and taste of your final product, tasty jiaozi. You need to get good quality flour and very fresh raw materials, such as vegetables and meat, preferably celery and lean meat, i.e. pork or beef. The next step is to make dough by mixing the flour with water, and then leave it for a while. Then chop the vegetables and meat into little bits to make a filling by mixing them fully with salt and ginger, if you like. The third step is to chop the dough into little pieces and flatten each piece into a wrapper. Obviously, this is where you need a lot of teamwork to put the filling into each wrapper and to wrap it up closely in case it bursts, and you can make it into different shapes. Finally, you need to put the dumplings in boiling water and cook them for about 10 minutes, and then the jiaozi are ready for serving. Nowadays, you can get the ready-made or frozen jiaozi from the supermarket, but they never taste as delicious as those you make yourself.